starts driving his golf cart, and I call my dad, and I'm like, Dad, I'm in a golf cart. Some dude scooped me off the side of the road. You are gonna want to come meet me at the medical tent because he's taking me there now, and we'll figure it out from there. As soon as I stand up to go into the medical tent, I throw up everywhere in front of everyone. It was so embarrassing. Top of the morning to you guys. Saturday, we got a weekend full of training as always. But today, as you can tell, it's cold out. It says 28, and we're riding outside this morning. Me, Kevin, and Jordan, the Fifth Street boys, are going out on a, about 3-hour ride. It's gonna be great, but it's gonna be cold. I've had a history of not really staying warm out there and having to get picked up because I was too cold. But we bought a new jacket, we got new gloves. Hopefully we're gonna be warm enough. We'll see. We also have something that we really need to talk about in this vlog today. As you can see by the title of the video, we're talking about when I passed out, woke up in the medical tent, and all the things that ensued in Ironman Chattanooga 2019. So let's get on this ride. Let's try to not freeze. Let's have some fun. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yo, all right. Getting ready for the Saturday shred. I guess you guys have never even seen the Trek Me Down on the channel. We're taking her out today for a rip. So before we do that, quick, what do they call it? What do you call those things?
What things?
Quick little edit of the Trek Me Down. Also, boys, I told you it's real cold out there. We're implementing what I like to call the double up strategy, baby. 1 glove ain't enough. You gotta go double up, baby. 2 gloves, baby. Woo! My hands, they're always the things that get cold on a ride. So, we're doubling up today, 30 degrees. My hands ain't getting cold. All right, boys, heading out. Quick question. Do you go sunglasses over the straps or under the straps? I'm over the straps. Team over the straps, baby. Heading out. Will Chris get cold? Question of the day. 3 hours on the bike. Let's go, baby. Shabby, we'll see you later. Annalie, we'll see you later. Let's go. Alrighty, as we ride down to Kevin's, guarantee he says it's warm out for some reason. He also might not even be wearing a jacket, but he thinks it's always warm. Kevin, how's it feel out here?
Splendid. Is it 70 and sunny?
No, it's 30 here. Jordan,
it's 26.
what's going on?
Dude, it's a little chilly today, but as you can see, Kev's got his natural leg warmers on.
Boys, the hair, the legs are furry, they'll be warm. Fun fact for the vlog, Ron doesn't know how to dress accordingly.
Oh, I do today.
So last time, he had to call for a little assistance.
I told him.
Last.
Not proud about it, but it happened. And hopefully it doesn't happen today. Watch it all happen. Yeah. What up? Workout. Annalie, what's the workout?
In the book?
In the books, baby! Workout in the book. I didn't freeze to death, didn't get frostbite. Great success. I will say the old double up didn't prove to be as effective as I would have hoped. My hands were definitely still cold. Annalie, I got the worst circulation in all the world in my hands. Chevy, Annalie, you know what I would say would be great right now? An Egg McMuffin. But McDonald's did the worst thing they could have ever done. Literally the worst thing they could have ever done. And they took away all day breakfast. Literally the worst thing they could have ever done. Workouts in the books. We got it done. 3 hours on the bike. It was a great time. Definitely cold out there. 30 degrees this morning. But now we got some talking to do about Ironman Chattanooga 2019. How I passed out. How I didn't finish the race. Everything that ensued. So let's talk about it. Top of the morning to you guys. Day 2 of the weekend workouts. The weather outside, as you can tell, it's not great. So we're stuck inside today. on the trainer. We got an hour and a half bike, and then we gotta go run in the rain for 40 minutes. So the good old Sunday brick workout's about to commence. But more importantly, let's hop on this bike and start talking about Ironman Chattanooga. What a story. It's a great story. Sit back, pop you some popcorn, and just enjoy Chris's experience at Ironman Chattanooga 2019. All right, hopping on the bike. Let's go. All right, so Ironman Chattanooga 2019. Let's set the scene here for you folks. So the date was September 19th, 2019 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And the high for that day, pains me to say this, the high for that day was 98 degrees with like, it might as well have been 100% humidity. So it was gonna be just a brutal hot day from the beginning. And so because of that, the swim, they decided, it just, you know, because of the rules, the swim was ruled wetsuit illegal. So we could not wear wetsuits. And kind of the whole time I was training, I was kind of banking on the opportunity to wear my wetsuit for the swim, because if any of you guys have raced a triathlon and specifically raced the swim in a wetsuit, you know that wearing a wetsuit is like night and day difference from not wearing a wetsuit. It makes you so much more buoyant. It helps you so much on the swim. And so when I heard we weren't allowed to wear the wetsuit, I was scared, boys. I was scared. So I kind of had to reevaluate things and just kind of tell myself, like, Chris, you can swim this without a wetsuit. It's gonna be all right. And the saving grace was that the swim was a downstream swim in the river that we were swimming in, so you know the current kind of helps you out. So I had that on my side, and I kind of just told myself, you know, the current's gonna help you. You're gonna be able to get the swim done. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. It ain't no ting, man. Ain't no ting. So we show up at Ironman Village like 5 a.m. that morning. It's already super hot, and we get to the starting line where we're gonna start swimming, and I put myself in like the 1 hour swim range. So I kind of guessed that it would take me around an hour to swim the 2.4 miles. And just like that, we were in the water and we were swimming. And so we start swimming, and I just remember like the sun coming up over the mountains. It was a beautiful day, and I just remember thinking like, dang, what an opportunity this is right now. I get to go out, enjoy this beautiful day, enjoy this river I'm swimming in. When will I ever get an opportunity to swim 2.4 miles in a river in Tennessee? For those of you that swim, you kind of get in this like euphoria almost while you're in the water, where you zone out from everything else that's going on in the world, and you kind of just are, chilling in the water, enjoying your time. And that's exactly what happened to me on the swim. I never really hit a point where I was like, dang, this is super hard. I never really was struggling. I was really, like I said, just out there enjoying the sunrise, enjoying this day that was about to, unfold, and just having a good old time. So we swim the 2.4 miles. We get to the swim exit, and I think the swim took me right around 58 minutes, but I got out of the swim feeling great. Like I was ready to take on the rest of the race. I felt like the swim for me was almost just like a warm-up, and I was ready. I was ready to go bike that 160 miles. I was ready to run that marathon. So from there, let's talk about the bike, because the bike is really what sets us up for failure. So let me finish up this workout, and we're gonna sit down in a better setting to where we can really get intimate and talk about this. Let me finish it up. We gotta run in the rain. We'll see you in a little bit. Alrighty guys, it's cold. It's raining. It's about 40 degrees. Literally worst temperature, because when it's this cold, it might as well be snowing. But that's all right. I guess we got to get it in anyways. Gotta want it, baby. We gotta want it. So we out here. I'm freezing. But remember, boys, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You just gotta be willing to do things, usually, that you don't want to. I don't want to be out here in this cold, in this wind, in this rain, but want to achieve my goals. Just gotta put in that work, baby. Sunday Motivation with Chris. Coming at you live. All right, workout in the book. Time to go talk about the bike and the run. Ironman Chattanooga 2019. So we get on the bike and we start going, and out of all the 3 categories of bike, swim, run, I knew that biking was going to be my strongest suit, so I didn't really have any fears that I wasn't going to be able to get the bike done. But since it was so hot, I also knew that I had to stay on top of my nutrition. I had to get in water, I had to get in carbs, I had to get in calories while I was on this bike so that I could be, you know, topped up and ready to run the marathon after I finished the bike. So in the back of my head, I kind of came up with a strategy of where I wanted to consume 1 Gatorade Endurance and 1 water between each aid station on the bike course. So it was about every 20 miles that I would try to take down a water and take down a Gatorade Endurance. My other strategy was to have 1 gel every 30 minutes while I was on the bike, and this is where it all went terrible. So the #1 recommendation for all of you guys while you're hearing this story is to practice your nutrition while you're in your training, which is something that I don't know why, I just didn't do it. So on the race day, I decided, right, I'm gonna have all these gels, but in training, I never really messed with gels. I never really took them, and I never took them to the, you know, extent that I was going to take them on this bike ride. So I get on the bike, I'm crushing gels, I'm crushing Gatorade Endurance, I'm crushing water, and literally, like, I'm so full from taking down all this stuff that, like, by the end of the bike, I didn't want anything else. I didn't want any water, I didn't want any Gatorade, I definitely didn't want any gels because I had taken so many on the bike. And so while on the bike, my nutrition consumption, I had 5 Gatorade Endurances, I had 5 waters, and I had 10, count it, 10 gels. So 1,000 calories coming straight from gels, and then, you know, all these other calories coming from the Gatorade Endurance and the water. So I got off the bike, my stomach was full of gels, my stomach was full of Gatorade Endurance, my stomach was full of water, but I didn't feel terrible. Like, I felt pretty good. I felt like I was gonna be able to knock out this marathon and get the race done ultimately. But I got off the bike, I started running, and for whatever reason, within like the first half mile, my legs were already cramping up and feeling terrible. Like, if I tried to run and I went too fast, my legs would just start cramping. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I took in so much sodium, I took in so many fluids that shouldn't have been happening to me. But about mile 3 on the run, the cramps were still going on and it was getting hot. And we get to mile 3 and all of a sudden, it starts. I just start throwing up. I would run like 200 yards and then all of a sudden I would just have to throw up, and then I would start trying to run again. 200 yards later, I would have to throw up again, and this was just a never-ending cycle for like 10 minutes. So I truck along and I'm literally just like, I'm not even jogging. I'm like fast walking for like 4 miles. My stomach feels terrible. I know that if I start to run, I'm just gonna throw up or like dry heave on the side of the road. I literally can't run anymore. So I'm fast walking. Every aid station that I see, I try to take down some sort of calories, but every time that I take them down, they end up just coming right back up. So I'm screwed, right? I can't take in calories. I get to like mile 8 or 9, and I see Anna Lee, and I'm walking up the hill, and I see her, and I'm like, Anna Lee, I'm struggling, I'm dying, like, I don't know what's going on. I can't, like, get much further. And she, like, to this day, she still will say that I looked just like a zombie, like, walking up that hill. My face was pale, and I told her, I was like, I'm feeling terrible, I've thrown up, you know, X amount of times. But at the same time, she was, you know, obviously super supportive. She was like, you can do this, you can finish, just take it slow, take in some calories. And so, you know, kind of by her saying that, I was like, you're right, I can do this, I can finish. And so I kept trucking along. So I got to the top of that hill and I took this big downhill across this bridge, which leads into the biggest hill of the entire race. It's kind of like an infamous hill of the race, of the run course of Ironman Chattanooga. It's this big uphill and then a big downhill. You do a turnaround, then you have to do it right back over again. And so I get to the bottom of that hill and I'm like pretty dizzy, to be honest. I couldn't really like keep my footing. And so I decided to lay down on the ground and close my eyes and just like, you know, take a minute. I close my eyes and the next thing I know, I'm in the back of a golf cart with some dude with his cell phone telling me, hey, you need to call your parents. You need to tell them that, you know, you're basically being taken to the medical tent because you're not in good shape. And so I told him, I was like, man, I really don't want to go in. I don't want to quit, but I know what you're saying. I'm probably not gonna be able to finish. Like, I'm just spent. And so ultimately I told the guy, I was like, you're right. It's probably, you know, smart and wise to go to the medical tent, get checked out, see what's going on. And at that point, when you get taken to the medical tent, you can't like go back out and finish the race. You're done. You basically give up your right of saying, all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna finish the race, and the race is over for you. He starts driving his golf cart and I call my dad and I'm like, Dad, I'm in the golf cart. some dude scooped me off the side of the road. You are gonna wanna come meet me at the medical tent because he's taking me there now, and we'll figure it out from there. I get taken in on this golf cart, and we come, and the medical tent, of course the medical tent, is right beside the finish line, where the whole crowd of everyone that's, associated with this race, they're all right there, right? So we come flying into the finishing gates in the golf cart. I stand up to get walked into the medical tent, and right in front of literally, I would say hundreds, if not thousands of people, as soon as I stand up to go into the medical tent, I throw up everywhere, in front of everyone. It was so embarrassing. Threw up in front of everyone right there at the finishing line, and hobbled my way into the medical tent. And this all took place right in front of my parents too, and Annalie. They all saw it happen, and they all got super scared when I did that. I got limped into the medical tent. They hooked me up to an IV, and I got 3 full bags of fluid because I was that dehydrated and that just out of it. My body had nothing in it. I laid there, my parents and Annalie were all worried, but in the end, I was ultimately fine. Like I said, once you get taken into the medical tent, you're not allowed to go back out and finish the race. So the race was basically forfeited for me. So, if there's one thing that you guys take from this whole story, practice your nutrition, make sure you know what you're gonna have on course, and make sure it doesn't upset your stomach, or else you could end up like Chris. There it is. There's my story of Ironman Chattanooga. The swim and the bike, they were great. My nutrition strategy, it was not. But with all that said, I'm super excited to put in training, figure out what works best with my body and my stomach, and going back to finish Ironman Maryland 2021, because if anything, me not finishing that race just put even more of a fire inside of me to go out and get her done, baby. But thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing about my story of Ironman Chattanooga. And if you guys have any stories like this, where you had a terrible tragedy happen to you at a race, comment down below, let me know, because I'd love to hear, the stories that have happened to you guys as well. But like always, thanks for watching. Chris Webster, Chris Fit, over and out, baby.